This is interesting because I don't know anything about Roblox or the Roblox drama that has been unfolding recently. I have played very, very briefly. I haven't really played much. I thought for a second, like, what if I was a Roblox YouTuber and did like Blox Fruit videos? Because I've seen people do Then We Fight style videos in Blox Fruits. And I thought for a second, what would that look like if I did it? But I never actually did it. I never did anything like that. And I realized that Mugen had uploaded this Roblox video about how to destroy your freaking 83... Is that billion? I think that's billion. That's a big number. Goodness me. Company overnight. And that blows my mind. I have no idea what's been going on in the Roblox sphere. And now we're going to find out.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay. What? Sure. Oh, guys. Come on now. What happened? What?
Was a man of many different identities. Some would know him as a very rich Wall Street investor. Others would have doubts that he's affiliated with a foreign intelligence agency. One thing was certain, though, this man was a diddler. And throughout the
Do you think that he ever played Roblox?
many decades of his life,
I would imagine not. He got arrested. He got arrested a while ago, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he did.
He'd make it a point to collect as many victims as he could. But even though he had so much money and power, it didn't necessarily mean that it was going to be easy. Our poor little Jeffrey would have to do all of the work by himself.
Poor little Jeffrey.
Personally, isolating victims and taking advantage of them. Luckily for him, at some point in his life, he would get helped by his assistant, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Luckily for him, you know.
But man, it
we
must
love
have
it
been
when
such
good
hard
things
work
happen
to ruin all these poor innocent young girls' lives. And one can't help but think, what if Jeffrey was born 20 or 30 years later? What if he was simply born in the wrong generation?
This is a crazy set. Okay, is this gonna be like crazier than I ever imagined? This is an insane setup for a video. What if Jeffrey Epstein was born 20 years later and played Roblox?
Because if he had waited just a bit longer, he would have been able to do all this for free and with no need to have hundreds of millions of dollars and powerful connections in society. All he'd have to do is make one simple account on a platform called Roblox, a game.
What? I'll be honest. The only thing I've ever heard about this Roblox drama situation in years, I haven't heard about Roblox in years. The only thing I heard recently is that they were suing a YouTuber, and that's it. I can't imagine what could justify such an incredible setup here.
That openly markets itself to children, all while doing their absolute best to protect the people who would seek to hurt them the most. Predators. This has been an ongoing problem for way too long, spanning many years, featuring articles like this written by Bloomberg with the title Roblox Pedophile Problem.
Yeah, you have to think that any place that is... Wait, okay, I'm sorry. I just lost my train of thought. What is this? R64 baddies. R64 game. Public bathroom simulator. What? The 63 infection? R63. Okay, now this is interesting because I know what Rule 34 is, obviously, but I don't know what Rule 63 is. Oh, okay. Rule 63, for every character, there is a gender-swapped version of that character. I understand. Okay. All right. That makes sense, I guess.
Spaces made specifically to attract minors and do some very weird things with them. You'd have such disturbing cases pop up in relation to
150 children to engage in blank activity using Roblox. Sorry, what I was going to say is that for every child-friendly or child-inclusive space on the internet, there's always going to be some people out there that seek to, corrupt it in some kind of way, which is unfortunate. It makes you think, should we even have child spaces on the internet at all? Honestly, I don't think so. I think that a parent should parent. They should probably keep their kids well away from the internet until they're of an age where they can function like a normal person and understand things. Because if you have these child areas, it will never end well. It can't. If you allow them to talk to each other, it's just over. Owen Thomas paid one 10-year-old victim 400 Robux. Oh my God. Is that even a lot? Is that 400 Robux. How much is that in like real money? Oh my god, it's like 5 quid. It's 5 quid. It's like $5.
This game and what it does to minors that for most people, while outraged, couldn't really do much except watch with horror on the sidelines. But now, after a major incident involving Roblox's executive team and its own CEO, it's facing its biggest existential threat to date. You have a US congressman by the name of Ro Khanna publicly calling them out and making a petition to hold them accountable. You have the Attorney General of the state of Louisiana suing Roblox directly and calling the platform the perfect place for pedophiles. The company is now facing multiple lawsuits over child safety, and some of its biggest and most well-known content creators are quitting its incentive program and pretty much boycotting the game.
I was saying, I'm pretty sure I've seen that person before, right? I think I've seen him. 13 million subscribers. Oh my god. That is insane. Roblox schlep situation got worse. Wait, I think the schlep person is the guy that like had been making YouTube videos about Roblox and he got like sued or something. I'm not exactly sure what happened just yet. I mean, I'm sure it'll be explained over time. Oh my god, 158,000 people are watching this?
Let's go.
What?
Let's go. There it is.
What do you mean 158,000 people?
Vandal is watching.
Hang about. Okay, more people play Roblox than I imagined. I thought Roblox was like kind of big. I didn't realize it was that big.
This has been such a shit show that Chris Hansen himself, the man known from the show To Catch a Predator, has come out of retirement to make a documentary about Roblox. And speaking of Roblox, they've lost over $12 billion in market capitalization in just 24 hours after they had conducted a disastrous live stream in which they tried their best to apologize. Guys, I say this with no exact...
It never works. It never works. I haven't seen a single company apology ever go down well. It only ever makes it worse. I don't even know how a company... Because they only want to protect themselves, right? A company will only apologize to protect themselves and they're sad that they got caught doing something wrong. So an apology that comes from self-preservation is never really meaningful or genuine or sincere.
Roblox is facing its biggest existential threat yet. But why? These predators have been running free for years. What changed now? Well, let's talk about it. Even though I'm on vacation, I got myself a laptop because I knew something was going to happen.
Yeah, you had to bring the Shure SM7B. Yeah, you know. Every YouTuber needs a Shure SM7B. Every single one of them.
As soon as I went on vacation. And here we are. So without further ado, let's do this. All right. So 13.8 billion years ago, the most important...
Okay. Is that where this story begins? Yeah, chapter 1. In the beginning.
Important event in history occurred. The creation of the universe itself, dubbed the Big Bang. Humans would arrive way later, and throughout our history, we'd achieve
I feel like we're skipping a lot there.
Many great things. We'd also, unfortunately, destroy many great things. All of this led up to this...
Like the Library of Alexandria. Imagine what knowledge that was in there has been lost now.
Second most important date in humanity's history, which was September 1st, 2006, when Roblox had officially released.
Damn, that is a long time ago. 3 years before Minecraft? Although it feels like Minecraft is more recent. I don't know why in my mind, I feel like Minecraft came out in like 2015. I think obviously it didn't, but it just sits there in my mind. I don't know why.
Now you have to understand, back then, this was a ridiculous idea for a game. This concept of having an empty game that's meant to be populated by games made by players was alien. And it was so incredible.
There's no way anyone's been playing Roblox since 2008. Come on. The one person, you can't play one game that long. Well, actually, no. I mean, World of Warcraft has been around for like about that long, right?
Incredibly niche. I can say this myself because I was there at the beginning, back in...
Wow, 2010. I think I made my Roblox account like within the last few years because I think I made a Roblox account because I was going to be in like one of Alpharad's streams or something like that.
2010 when I created my account. I'm not going to show my character name because Roblox is probably going to ban me for this video, but look at my drip. I'm still wearing a Disney XD shirt.
He's looking good. He's got the helmet on. He's got the skull and crossbone trousers. Loving it. He's even got elbow pads because he got to stay safe out there.
Helmet. Back when Roblox had collaborated with Disney XD, that's like ages ago. Back then, there was still another currency called tickets in parallel to Robux. You earned tickets just for playing. The most popular game at the time looked like this. It was a very bare bones FPS. When I would tell my friends about Roblox, they'd look at me like I'm crazy, like I'm weird. It definitely had a very rough start.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, even in 2006, this is 1 year before Halo 3 comes out. If people are just about to play Halo 3 and you show them this, I mean, I would laugh at you too. And I was the person getting bullied in school.
I'm sure the team behind it had moments where they were like, wait, is this gonna fail? But then, a couple years later, Minecraft would release and would gain massive popularity throughout the years that followed. At the same time, the concept of modding would become very popular within the gaming community. One of the best
Gary's mod, yes!
examples of this was Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, when it was
Is Skyrim the most modded game out there? In terms, a single player game. Sorry, I should specify single player game because obviously, like multiplayer games, especially ones like Roblox or Fortnite now or Gary's mod, where you can create these like only multiplayer mods. I feel like they draw more people. But if you look on the Skyrim Nexus, okay, this is the special edition of Skyrim that came out like 5 years later, and it still has 115,000 mods. That is
released in
that is massive.
2011
That is
and
huge.
had a very well-rounded mod creation kit, giving this game more longevity than anyone could have ever predicted.
Oh, dude, I remember this. I tried to make a Skyrim mod once. I tried to make like a faraway land mod. So I created this new cell and I started building an island and I put a boat on it. And I was like, man, this is really hard. And I never went back to it again.
Over time, the expectations that gamers had for a video game started to change. This is when you'd have both millennials and especially Gen Z expect more from their games, either in terms of content you initially get when buying the game or with content that players can produce. And soon enough, this game that had gone all in into the concept of user-generated content finally started bearing the fruit of their labor. In 2012, they had reached a very big milestone. 149 different user-created games had reached over 1 million plays. And in that same year, 2012, they had launched on iOS, with Android following a couple years later. They had seen
Okay, I didn't even know you could play on phone. This is how out of the loop I am with this. I genuinely didn't know there was a mobile version of this.
on how big the mobile market was going to be for games, and this helped them tremendously catapult into being one of the most played games of all time, reaching other platforms soon after, like consoles. According to Roblox's numbers,
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is insane. I mean, like, obviously we have, you know what's interesting about this graph is that we don't see as much of like a COVID boom from this. Like you see like it does escalate, but it doesn't massively escalate. Not like at the end here, for some reason, in 2024, it's massively up. But then I guess like they stopped tracking it as accurately for some reason. Like it goes from October 2022 to May 2023, and then it goes right to 2024 where they have a massive increase. I can't help but wonder, like, why is there such a massive increase now?
the monthly
Is that all the adults joining to
active
play?
users they have are in the hundreds of millions, with them reaching an average of 380 million monthly average players in 2024.
This blows my mind. Is it just because the games that are generated by the users are so fun? Because I remember there was a Squid Game one, wasn't there? There was a Squid Game one that was like really popular for a bit. And I think there's kind of like a Battlefield-esque Roblox game, though I don't even know if it's on Roblox, that used to be really popular as well, or still is really popular. Because it actually seems like very well made and well built. It seems like the people making games in this, I guess I'll call it like a game engine, right? The people making games in Roblox, they're doing a really good job at it, and they seem to be like actual somewhat competent developers, which is interesting because when you think about Roblox, you don't think about competent game development. At least I don't think about that off the top of my head.
An absolutely ridiculous number that was helped a lot by the pandemic. As you can see, by the end of 2019, they had 113 million monthly active users, and by the beginning of 2021, they had doubled that number.
Yeah, wow, never mind. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they doubled. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is that they just continue to go up. Like, at no point apart from... Actually, no, I couldn't even find one. At no point did they have a slowdown. I thought it was going to be like a slowdown here where it says 200 million, but it just says 200 million here for some reason. That's just really weird graph information.
Effectively going from 100 million to 200 million just like that. Like it was nothing. But you see, having active players is cool, but seeing that all this content is generated by other players, how do you even make money? Well, Roblox from the beginning had a currency called Robux. The only way to earn it is buying it, and it's the only way you can buy cosmetics for your character.
What? What is this? What? Oh, this is... No, dude. Okay, this is a copyright landmine. This is awful for... So you could just buy copyrighted characters?
Hey, would you do a new metronome battle?
I do a metronome battle. Well, thank you for the 10, Austin. Let's do one in Blocks Fruits. How about that? We have copyrighted characters from all over the place. We have Dr. House. We have Snorlax. We have Jake from... Oh God, is it Adventure Time? I can't remember which one it is. But we have all these copyrighted characters that you could buy with real money. That feels like you're just going to get sued immediately.
To make them look different. Now, for a long time, most developers
Oh my God. Oh, wow. Okay. Ah, there's a lot going on here. Okay. I mean, there's a lot to break. Oh my God. There's a lot to break down. Oh, come on. The mouse pad too, dude. Come on.
Developers thought, well, listen, if we want to make a lot of money, we got to target the adult single male demographic that has a lot of income ready to spend. This is what gacha games did, for example, and it was a massive success, but Western developers had a harder time doing so. Roblox, on the other hand, came in and completely rewrote this entire philosophy. You see, when you make a free game targeting children,
Anyone else tired of the kids asking for Robux?
they're all gonna play it. And eventually, once they get very attached to the game and want to customize their character, guess who's paying for Robux? Their parents. Look at this thread on Reddit here. Anyone else tired of their kids asking for Robux? Or how about this YouTube video? How to convince
your parents to buy you Robux. It's gonna be like from one 5-year-old to another. It's gonna be like, all right, what you got to do is you say you're going to wash the dishes after dinner time, and but say you need Robux in so you can do it. I just predicted that video. I want to know how
your
correct I am.
parents to buy you Robux on Roblox, sitting at over 111,000
Oh my God.
views. And other than the fact
Wait, what are the ways? Hold on, what are the ways? Maybe we'll never know the reasons.
that parents were absolutely losing their minds over their kids asking
I couldn't
for
even find the video that you showed. I tried to look it up. I couldn't find it. A 24-year-old Roblox developer making over $1 million a year. What? Oh my God. I thought this was like a fusion between my friend Game Boy Luke and Tommy in it for a second.
Robux. You'd also have articles like this pop up. A 24-year-old Roblox developer making over $1 million a year shares how he launched his own game development studio. After earning $100,000 in 1 month from one of his games while he was an intern.
What? Pack it up, man. I mean, just run that for a few years and then it's over. You're just done. Hold on, we found the video. Okay, how do I convince my parents to let me buy Robux? Spend your own money. Talk to the easier one. Wait. This actually works. Help with the chores. I knew it. I knew I was right. I knew it. Write a detail better. I don't even know what that means. Bad list. Bribery. Why is there a police car there? Okay, I'm not gonna watch the video in case it's like an actual child. I don't want to make fun of an actual child, but I knew it. I knew it.
He left college. So on one hand, you were making money from kids begging their parents for Robux, and on the other, you were attracting young talent that had massive potential with the idea that they could be millionaires if they made the next hit game on your platform.
Yeah, and
at this point, other developers were looking at Roblox and they were drooling. How did we miss this gold mine? How could we not see that the next step in gaming was going to be user-generated content? The video game industry, ever since 2022, has been going through an apocalypse with...
Oh yeah, it's been bad. Really, really bad. The video game industry is cutting people like crazy. I mean, they expanded pretty massively over like the pandemic and lockdown, so I guess it makes sense that they would be cutting so many, but like it's a lot. It's like kind of it's very depressing actually.
Over 35.
I can't imagine how scary it would be to work in the games industry right now and not know, even if you release an incredibly successful game, you might get fired anyway. Because even if you release something really good like Hi-Fi Rush, the studio that made Hi-Fi Rush, I think they're okay now, but I'm pretty sure at one point they were going to get shut down. It's ridiculous.
1,000 jobs lost between 2022 and 2025. One of the only companies that didn't go through any mass layoffs was Roblox.
I imagine, okay, I might be quite ignorant here, but I imagine that Roblox itself is not incredibly difficult to keep running, is it? Because they have Roblox and they've had it for so long, and they don't really, not to be mean to the Roblox developers, they're not the ones actually making the games, right? Like they'd have to moderate. Actually, well, apparently they don't moderate. They don't have to make sure that everyone's safe on the platform. So they don't do that. I guess they have to make sure that they're making enough money, which is great. But they probably make so much profit that they going from making 10,000% profit to 900,000 or 9,000% profit. It doesn't really matter to them. They're probably fine. They're making so much money hand over fist, it doesn't even matter.
Completely.
The only thing they need to do, the one thing that they really need to do, well, is make sure that the player base is happy and safe. That's really it, because they're not even making the games. They're not making the reason that people go to Roblox, which is the games that the developers make separately. The people that work at the Roblox company just need to make sure that the people are safe.
Avoiding the current video game slump. I mean, at this point, for investors, for gamers, for other companies, Roblox was unstoppable. But if you've watched any of my other videos, you understand that the story doesn't end with success.
Oh, no. We're only 8 minutes into a 45-minute video, folks.
The biggest problems arise once you finally find that success. And Roblox had a reckoning coming. As I mentioned, this game was targeting children. And that's exactly
56% of Roblox users are under the age of 16. Oh my god. Age group. The distribution is under 9s are 20%. A fifth of the player base are under 9 years old. If you are under 9 years old, you should not have any device that can let you access Roblox. You just shouldn't. This is insane. Kids these days do not need their YouTube shorts. They don't need iPad, they don't need TikTok, and they don't need Roblox. Because I would know. Because when I grew up, those didn't exist. And I am still alive and functioning. I didn't spontaneously combust. I didn't burst into flames. My mind didn't melt out of my ears because I couldn't scroll through Instagram Reels. You can raise a child just fine, very healthily, with no access to the internet. But I guess it is harder to do that, you know?
56% of Roblox users are under the age of 16. I'm very glad they specified age of 16 and didn't say 18 or just minors in general, because now all the cringe lords that would normally type, well, actually 16 is legal in some states, can't. This means that 56% of Roblox players are not legal in any way, shape, or form. They can't give consent about anything. In fact, Roblox, the company, would go even further and say, according to the company,
you need to teach them how to use it safely. I agree. You should teach them how to use it safely. But I don't think that you need to have access to it under the age of like 13 to be able to learn how to use it safely.
Their monthly player base includes half of all American children under the age of 16. These guys have more of a monopoly on American children than schools do. And they
What?
They spend over 6 hours a day there.
Their monthly player base includes half of American children under 16. That is an insane number. That doesn't make any sense. How has this happened?
And so, of course, even though they had figured out how to make a lot of money, Roblox had a very big problem. When a platform attracts such a huge population of children, they're faced with a very big responsibility, which is keeping them safe. And unfortunately, Roblox would do such an abysmal job keeping anyone safe on their platform to the point where the worst kinds of people took notice. And they took full advantage of that. Roblox blew up during the pandemic. That's something everyone is aware of. But even before 2020, you would start seeing articles like this popping up saying, deputies say Vero Beach man used popular video game platforms to target children. Scott used popular video games such as Roblox, a multiplayer online game, to coerce children as young as 10 into sending naked photos in exchange for virtual gaming currency. In 2020, the Daily Mail would write, Roblox computer game is under fire for secret red light district where young kids are exposed to digital sex parties, racial slurs, and players solicit news and link to graphic images, including an image.
What is wrong with people? What? I'm 14. What is happening? How do you even find things like this?
From an investigation that CBS had conducted in this game, with a player model that's naked saying, I'm 14, who won get freaky on Snap. The Rolling Stone would also write an article about this, saying, inside the underground strip club scene on kid-friendly gaming site Roblox. Roblox is a place for kids to create and play games. Now, some are earning Robux giving lap dances in virtual clubs.
Oh my god. Oh no. Come on, man. It's time to stop. I mean, this is a failure on so many ends, right? Usually when people are like, oh, websites and the internet in general should protect the kids more. I usually am like, well, I mean, these kids probably shouldn't be on websites. It's like most websites. Children shouldn't be on like they shouldn't really have a Facebook account. They shouldn't have like a Twitter account. They shouldn't have a Reddit account or anything like that. I feel like it's more on the parents. But if you create a place that is supposed to be specifically aimed at children, then you got to have the most robust safety procedures. You gotta have it ready to go. And it seems like they have nothing.
It was becoming very evident for anyone who was like Jeffrey Epstein that because children relied on their parents to get Robux, sometimes those parents might say no. So if you gave them an alternate way to earn these Robux by doing some very...
At least you can get Mini Kirby. Wait, how expensive is Mini Kirby? Sid the Sloth Banana Bro! Wheelchair El Gato Cat. What is going on? Why does this exist?
Illegal things, the odds of that happening were definitely in the predator's favor. Some of these articles I'm seeing are heartbreaking. These children were sending inappropriate images of themselves for as little as $5 for like 500 Robux. This wasn't just because they were naive and completely innocent because, you know, they're children. And it wasn't just for cosmetics either. Having Robux in this game that they probably spent so many hours on also meant power. This is a whole other topic for a separate video. But having played Roblox myself recently, I can tell you right now that every single top game on this platform is so painfully and obviously pay to win. It's the most shameless thing I have ever.
I wonder what people find so interesting or like entertaining about games like this if they are like super pay to win and you can't really do anything without Robux, like without spending money. It doesn't seem super fun to me. Like I've played a lot of free games where you kind of have to spend money to get ahead. The most I've ever spent on a mobile game was Duel Links. I spent like a few £100 opening packs. And then I was just like, I'm spending so much money on this and I'm still losing. I'm still not getting the best cards. It's becoming more expensive. It's just not worth it anymore. It just doesn't feel worth it. So I see that some people can get super addicted to online games and they can get addicted in the same way that you get addicted to gambling because it is, in some situations like gacha games, it is like very similar to gambling. But this doesn't even seem like gambling. This isn't even like gacha. This is just like, oh, pay and you get a bonus. So like, I wonder what's keeping most people playing it.
Ever seen in gaming, and not enough people have called it out. You could be playing a quote-unquote.
You guys are arguing for prohibition. We're not arguing for prohibition. I'm not arguing that no one should be able to play this game specifically. But if you have like I said, an area on the internet that was specifically like, hey, this is a kids area. This is like a play park. This is where you go to your local park, like a soft play area to hang out. If you have a soft play area that kids will go and run around in, you know, they jump in the ball pit, they go down the slides, you have to stop kids from like falling over and just like smashing their skull on the ground. That's why it's soft. That's why it's they got all these parts on the side. So if you fall, and they have nets. So if you fall, you can get caught in the net and you don't fall to your plummet and smack your head off the ground and break your neck. Like it seems like the play area that is Roblox has no soft. It has no protection whatsoever.
Skill-based game, and if you die, you can revive yourself.
Also, yeah, you don't have a strip club next to the ball pit.
By paying money and
That's
just
insane.
on other players. When you give a currency this much power in children's heads, in a game that they play for hours upon hours every single day and make friends in and make a community in, the Jeffrey Epsteins of this world will take notice very quickly and take advantage of the entire situation. Why bother putting yourself in danger by going on forums or Instagram or Snapchat? Why risk getting caught by law enforcement posing as a child when you have 56% of people playing this game being children? When you can get illegal favors from them for as little as $5. And more importantly, the platform you're on barely takes any actions against people like you. That was just the icing on the cake at that point.
I wonder why. It's not like they're doing anything else. They're not spending their time. How many people? Okay, this really comes down to how many people work at Roblox. Okay, Roblox Corporation. Let's see. Roblox employs 2,474 people as of 2024. How? What do they do? What are they doing? What is 2,474 people doing?
2023, a YouTuber by the name of Ruben Sim would create a video titled, "Do Roblox Reports Really Work?" in which you would find people going against TOS, targeting children, being disgusting, reporting them multiple times, and not getting a single one of them banned through the report system, showing just how ineffective Roblox was at keeping children safe and literally indirectly protecting these disgusting people. This problem would get so bad that the National Center on Sexual Exploitation would include it in its Dirty Dozen list in 2023. The Dirty Dozen list is an annual campaign calling out 12 mainstream entities for facilitating, enabling, and even profiting from sexual abuse and exploitation.
GitHub? What? Hold on, wait, okay, that kind of took me out. GitHub? I mean, I'm sure there's a reason why it's on there. That just completely took me off guard. What is GitHub doing on that
Roblox
list?
has been an honorary member of this list every single year ever since being first
Why is one of them blurred out? What's this one?
included. But they wouldn't budge. The incidents would keep getting worse. A man was charged in kidnapping an 11-year-old that he met through Roblox. And still, radio silence. If you ever brought up this
Oh,
issue, they would say,
OnlyFans?
well, hey,
Okay,
we have
that
parental
makes sense.
controls. You could set your child's age and it wouldn't show them adult-themed games. And you could even block certain games that you don't want your child accessing. But
Okay.
setting the age on a game was the creator's responsibility, and most of them set it to all ages. Why wouldn't they? They want the most players, right? And Roblox never checked that.
You're not going to set your Roblox game to 17 plus only. Why would you ever do that?
And as for the games that
Especially if there are people making the games that would, want to prey on younger users, they're not going to restrict those users from them.
parents can block, there was a limit of 100. Bear in mind,
It seems like, I feel like the best way, I don't know, one of the ways you can prevent that is make it so every game needs to be like pre-approved. All the functions of the game need to be pre-approved by people that, the 2,400 people that work at Roblox. I don't really know how it works. Maybe it already does work like that and they just don't pay enough attention. That's also potentially something that could happen there where things just slip through the cracks really, really easily. But I mean, come on, like a lot of these games were like, oh, it's the gender bend game, which is like, oh, what is this? What are we doing, guys?
Roblox has tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of different games. So see if that helps. The Roblox community, content creators, local media outlets, hell, even countries would talk about this. Turkey banned Roblox at some point, citing child endangerment. But we'd hear nothing from this company. They wouldn't address this as if it didn't exist. They were clearly making a lot of money. Investors were very happy with how well the stock was performing, and it
Oh yeah, I remember when the Roblox stock went up.
seemed like shareholder interests were above anything else, even child safety. So they simply didn't care and were hoping it would go away while they still printed money. Well, that was until 2024, when even Wall Street took notice and threatened their reputation like never before. Hindenburg Research is a forensic financial research firm that's fairly well known and respected on Wall Street. They specialize in writing very damaging reports about companies conducting fraud and other weird, suspicious illegal activities. They have a solid track record exposing corrupt companies and cooperating with the US government to bring them to justice. And while all of this might sound amazing from a moral standpoint, it's also tied to how they make money. You see, in the stock market, you can either buy a stock or you can buy contracts. The two most popular contracts are a call, in which you're betting an amount of money that a stock is going to go up at a certain date, and a put, otherwise known as a short, in which you're betting an amount of money that at a certain date a stock is going to go down.
I can't believe we're getting into the nitty gritty of options in the stock market. And in a Roblox video, this is funny. This is kind of out of nowhere. But yeah, like he said, there are like the two. So you can either bet on a stock going up or bet on a stock going down. And people lose a lot of money on this. People lose so much money on this.
If you end up being right about either a call or a short, you stand to make a lot of money, in some cases over 100 times the amount.
And you can also lose a lot too.
If you end up being wrong, well, you lose everything. Hindenburg would be very transparent.
It's gambling. We love a little gambling on the stock market. We love gambling.
After they publish a report about a corrupt company, they would buy a sizable short position to put their money where their mouth is, but also to straight up make money. A lot of it. On October 8th, 2024, they would come out with
Yeah, it's weird that they could say, oh no, we're just putting our money where their mouth is. This is how much we believe in this. But of course, them doing it is kind of stock manipulation, because if people also believe that it's going to go down, then they'll end up selling the stock. If a report comes out and it's not good for a company, then it's pretty much going to happen.
this report
If this Hindenburg Institute has a lot of influence, then they can't really be wrong.
titled Roblox, Inflated Key Metrics for Wall Street and a Pedo Hellscape for Kids.
What a
Now,
title.
You have
Oh
to
my God.
understand, this title by itself was a bombshell, even by Hindenburg Research's standards. When this dropped, all of Wall Street was talking about it because it was pretty much attacking the two most important things that Roblox had pride in.
What, their key metrics for Wall Street and their and their hellscape?
It's very high player counts and its kid-oriented demographic. Hindenburg Research would show up, well, with research and show us that
Oh, Blox Fruits. That's the one I was talking about before. This one seems really popular. I'm pretty sure it's based off of the devil fruits from One Piece. But it seems like it's a really cool game. It kind of makes you wish that there was something like that in like another engine, so it looks a bit nicer.
big chunk of this player count is actually a bunch of alts and bots, showing us just how easy it is to create
It's always
multiple
bots.
different accounts.
It's always bots. You ever noticed on the internet, it feels like it's just bots talking to bots now. Everyone's it's just bots yelling at bots. The dead internet theories become more and more real.
And how a huge chunk of players, sometimes half in some of the most popular games on the platform, came from both Vietnam and the Philippines, countries that sold many services to emulate multiple accounts on their machines, with the goal of farming as much currency as they can in some of the most popular games in order to sell the account later on eBay. A former Roblox
Okay, right. Wait, why do you have to pay shipping for a Roblox account? Am I crazy? Is the shipping not just an email? We charge for emails now?
employee would talk to Hindenburg Research and say internally, there is awareness that a lot of this activity was happening in Vietnam when these sort of things occurred, and that inflated a lot of our numbers. Like crazy, insane in terms of engagement, daily active users, and stuff like that. Hindenburg points out that even though Roblox has all these hundreds of millions of monthly active users, it hadn't made a single profit since 2021.
What? How is that possible? They just sit there and collect money. Yeah, the revenue is 3.6 billion. Their operating income is negative. What? Their net income is negative 900 million. What are they spending money on? Like, actually, what are they spending money on? How much is this building cost? I mean, I know 2,400 employees isn't going to be cheap, but my God, that is insane.
Since going public on the stock market, losing $2.6 billion in 3 years. This section had directly attacked Roblox as a company, how they operate, their financials, and it concerned some of their top investors in Wall Street. But while this report so far only served to hurt their wallets, the next section would only serve to make them want to puke when they realized that Roblox was nothing more than a playground for pedophiles. They would point out that in 2023, the National Center on Sex Exploitation bluntly told the Roblox CEO, extensive evidence suggests that Roblox has not sufficiently prioritized child protection and has struggled to implement safety practices commensurate with its growth, resulting in a proliferation of exploitative and harmful content and predatory behavior. They would also mention the Dirty Dozen list that we saw earlier, as well as Bloomberg's article. Hindenburg would go on to show us many different incidents from 2019 to 2024 in which predators were arrested for having kidnapped, raped, or even traded sexual content with minors thanks to Roblox. But they weren't just going to end it here. Hindenburg took it a step further and actually tested out just how safe this platform was on their own time. They attempted to set up an account under the name Jeffrey Epstein, only to see that the name...
What? Okay, man.
They're spending money on all the lawyers for the predators that use the game that they don't want anyone talking about.
All right, they're buying lawyers for the predators. Okay, that makes sense. There's an account called Jeff Epstein supporter. Okay, come on, man. This is insane. That's crazy. Yeah, we got every different 900 variations.
Was taken along with 900 plus variations. They had found one account in particular.
I mean, I would imagine the majority of these are like joke accounts. Like people make an account with like a ridiculous name for shock value.
Called
I would hope anyway.
Jeff Epstein.
I assume that Jeff Epstein supporter is not being genuine in their name there.
Supporter that had earned multiple badges for spending time in kids games. They found a guy with the username minors and
oh, come on, man. What? Dude, why? 4 friends? Oh, that's not good.
And another one, I'm not even going to read that out loud, but it's ridiculous. After this incredible revelation, just barely a few minutes after creating their account, they would register as a child, more specifically as a 9-year-old. They would then type Diddy in the search bar and would see many different games.
What? Escape Freaky Party. Survive the Diddy. Road to Diddy's. Diddy Party. Freaky Diddy Simulator. Child Labor Tycoon 3? Dude, okay, stop it. Stop letting anyone make a game. Clearly this isn't a good idea. We've tested the theory and we've come to the conclusion, all right, maybe not everybody should be allowed to make a game. Dude, they make graphics for it and everything. Like, that's so... that's how you know it's insane. They make a graphic for it.
Featuring
this is ridiculous.
Diddy, with subtitled Diddy Party, Freaky Diddy.
At least, if you have some kind of pre-approval, it stops a little bit of this. Like, sure, a lot of it might slip through, but like this, no one working at Roblox, I hope, is going to approve Midnight at Diddy's Party. If it just goes on a little bit of a list, it's like, okay, if you want to make a game, here you need a lot of requirements first. You have to be like, I don't even know what the requirements would be. I really don't. Maybe you're a good contributor to the website. Maybe you review things. Maybe you do this, that, or the other. But only then can you make a game. And when you make a game, it goes into a list of games that need to be approved first before they are released. Because this is not a good
Simulator, Diddy Survival, Midnight at Diddy's Party, and things such as Escape to Epstein Island.
Oh my god, come on. Why? Who's making this? Who is so bored on a Saturday they need to make this?
They would then mention how Roblox claims it reviews every single image, video, and
Dude, there's no, you don't. It's impossible. You can't do that. It's impossible to review everything. If you allow everyone to upload, you can't review everything. It's not like, and they don't have the system that YouTube has. And even YouTube's system doesn't work. Even YouTube's system it sucks and it doesn't work really that well. But like, they've been improving it over time. It's better than it used to be. It's certainly better than it used to be. But there's absolutely no way, even with some stupid AI that they probably came up with to show to investors, that they're like, oh wow, we have this cool AI thing. Don't you like AI? You're gonna invest some more money in our business now that I said AI now? Oh, everyone loves AI. Ooh, stock price is gonna go up now, isn't it? Because I said AI. Even if they have some stupid AI, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna review every audio file. Why can you upload audio files anyway? I guess, is that for the games? It's when you make the games, you can upload audio files. You can upload videos? Why can you upload videos? Why do you need videos? This feels like a terrible idea. Allowing anyone to upload videos is ridiculous. Because again, this is not as robust as YouTube is. There's no way that Roblox has the same system in place that YouTube does. And even, like I said, even YouTube's isn't infallible. It's much better, but it's not infallible.
audio file uploaded
Cutscenes? Did Roblox game have
to
cutscenes?
Roblox.
I didn't even know.
Well, Hindenburg would join a game with the name School Simulator, a game that had over 29 million visits and had 0 age restrictions, and within just a few minutes, a player took out a sign with a massive sausage on it. This was literally within a few minutes of joining School Simulator. Check.
Dude, I mean, this is insane. Come on. Why? I guess letting people do whatever they want is not a great idea. I don't even know how you solve this. You can't solve this without fundamentally changing what the platform is. It goes from a thing where you can just do or say whatever, which is not great to have a lot of kids on, to one that's definitely more restricted. But like I said, for most platforms, I feel like it really comes down to parents having to protect their own children, because there's most places children just shouldn't be on, and places should not be endlessly restricted and censored to keep people safe, because in the end it doesn't. At the end of the day, if kids are allowed unrestricted access to the internet because parents will allow them to, then they're going to find something terrible at some point. And trying to censor and restrict every single website is just a terrible idea, because it doesn't work and it makes it worse for everyone. But if you have a platform that is aimed at kids, maybe we should think a little bit more about that, right?
Every single image, my ass. Actually, maybe you do. Maybe you like this kind of content, Roblox. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, what was even more worrying in this report is that Hindenburg would type the name adult in the search bar and find a group called Adult Studios with over 103,000 members. This was a group that was openly soliciting sexual favors and trading child pornography. It was very simple, right?
Wait, 103,000? How is that even possible?
All you had to do was find vulnerable children, give them Robux, and then trade whatever they send you with other people. This is like Jeffrey Epstein's paradise. And in just a few months, Hindenburg had found over 30.
This feels like so easy to track. I feel like you'd be found out so easily on this. We're doing it so publicly on a website with so many people. But then again, like they said, if you report something, it doesn't get looked at by an actual person. No matter how many reports something gets, it just doesn't get looked at.
38 different Roblox groups where this was being done. Whenever one of them gets locked, another one gets made and would take a...
I guess this is only like a bad idea for the Predator to do, under the assumption that the platform functions as it's supposed to, and it actually looks at the reports and things like that. It assumes that Roblox cares about what is happening on the platform. But if Roblox doesn't care about what's happening on the platform, then you can just do it and it's free, which is insane.
Very long time for it to get deleted by Roblox. But what was really crazy about Adult Studios in particular isn't just the fact that it had over 103,000 people, but that it has existed since 2009. 15 years, and Roblox had taken no action whatsoever. There would be many people in these groups that had bios saying their age, of course minors, giving their Discord username, and saying that they sell, you know what, for Robux.
What? What? No, dude, come on.
This would make anyone want to...
What? What does it say? 14 IRL age selling iHat. Dude.
Puke just reading this and seeing how even if you were to make a literal platform on the dark web to lure in minors, it wouldn't do a better job than Roblox. It's ridiculous. When this report came out, Roblox, unlike other instances where children were actually put in danger, would respond almost immediately.
Dude, imagine you have a kid and you find their Roblox account and it says that. What do you even do? What do you do? That's it. You pack it up. You become Amish. You move to the country. You get off the grid. You learn to farm.
You can pause the video if you'd like to read the whole thing, but in a nutshell, they'd say that they take content moderation very seriously.
Yeah, we take it very seriously. We very seriously don't look at any of the reports. We are so dedicated to not taking any action on predators. We are the most dedicated company. No one out there is so serious about letting things slide as Roblox.
And that everything in that report shouldn't be taken seriously because Hindenburg themselves have an agenda. They simply want to make money profiting off of Roblox's stock going down. But overall, seeing that Hindenburg's report was like over 100 pages long, this 1 page and a quarter was extremely disappointing. Like, that's all you have to say for yourself, really? After the report would come out, the stock would take a bit of a beating back in October of 2024, but in a few months would recover
Oh my god, everyone just doesn't care.
fully. And in around 8 months would double from $50 to $100. Even Hindenburg, who had taken down companies based on their shady practices, couldn't stop Roblox.
I mean, I think the stock market in general is just kind of like a meme. Like companies that are super overinflated in value, it's just vibes based. Nothing on the stock market is based on a kind of truth. Like Roblox loses money massively, and has not a great track record at housing predators, and it increases massively. But then you got like other stocks, like most AI stocks right now is just like super overinflated. It's all vibes based. Like Meta stock, Microsoft stock, Tesla stock, all super high for like no reason.
Many people were hoping, including me, that this reaching Wall Street would finally make something happen, but it didn't. This wasn't the first time someone was bringing up these problems, and Roblox had done what they had done before. Sit back, ignore it, and it'll go away by itself. Well, enough was enough. Many Roblox players who had grown up with this game had noticed just how others were being taken advantage of on the platform. Once they realized that they could report someone over 100 times for taking advantage of minors and having nothing happen to them, they decided to take matters into their own hands. This is when you would start seeing over the years many of these videos start to pop up of Roblox players working with law enforcement agencies to get predators off the game and off the streets for good. This would follow the same strategy that someone like Chris Hansen would do. On his show, To Catch a Predator,
It does feel kind of weird that like catching predators is like entertainment. In the same way that it feels weird that like true crime is entertainment, I guess. Like serial killers being entertainment, I guess. It's very similar.
Have someone pose as
in
a
a way.
minor, talk to these predators, lure them to a location in which the predator thinks they can take advantage of the minor, and have the police waiting for them. One of the most popular Roblox predator hunters would be Schlepp, someone who had been playing the game for many years, ever since being a kid, someone who had met his girlfriend on the platform and holds a lot of love for the game, but also a victim, someone who has been groomed on the platform before and doesn't want to see a single child suffer the same fate as him. He would make quite a few videos about this and would work directly with law enforcement to arrest over 6 predators, with some having done way worse things than what they were doing on Roblox, sometimes possessing illegal material of minors on their hard drive. It really sucked how Roblox was doing nothing to protect children, but it was so admirable how people like Schlepp took time out of their day, worked countless weeks and months while coordinating with law enforcement to capture these freaks to keep children safe.
Yeah, this just seems like a net good. Right, they're working with law enforcement as well, so the people are actually facing repercussions. Because I don't know, it feels like for a lot of people that make just YouTube videos, like encountering predators, like the EDP situation where the guy went out and he found EDP and he was like, "You're gonna meet with a 14-year-old." He's like, "No, I wanted a cupcake," and all that. Did EDP face any like legal repercussions after that? I don't know if they can use evidence, I don't know if they can use things like that as evidence. So it's always good if you're gonna do something like this, to do it like the right way, which is to, work with the law enforcement as you're making, your video, your content and stuff like that. I mean, that's good because then they're gonna get jail time after that, right?
But again, instead of taking notice, instead of actually trying to help them or hear what they had to say, Roblox would just ignore them, ghosting them whenever they'd reach out and never acknowledging their existence. That will be until all...
I'm sorry, the whole time, we're like 22 minutes into it, the one time that Roblox has like actually said something as a company was to say that, nah, bro, the Hindenburg, they just want their money. That's all. They're just trying to bring us down. And that's all they've ever like publicly said. What are they doing in there? What's happening in this building? I want to know. I'm so curious.
2025, when instead of finally trying to improve the platform for children's safety, they would instead take the unfathomable decision of banning the very people who were keeping their platform safe.
What?
On August 9th, 2020.
Schlep. This is the guy that makes the finding predators in Roblox videos, right? Damn, his channel has blown up recently. Like in the video before, it said 1.1 million subscribers. Now it's 1.6 million subscribers. Okay, so the channel is essentially about, he doesn't even really post that often, to be honest. Like it's not massive. There's not a lot of videos being posted. Roblox Predator tries to run, featuring Gideon. Roblox Predator freaks out at cops, featuring Gideon. Okay, so you're predator finding. He works a lot with Gideon, which is what I'm finding here.
Schlep.
Every account I've made on Roblox has been terminated, and Roblox sent a cease and desist letter to me. Not a single Roblox predator I've gotten arrested to face any account actually similar to this. I have no words. A legal cease and desist notice from Roblox. What do they want you to stop doing? That's what I'm curious. These videos are about catching predators and exposing predators and working with law enforcement to have them arrested, etc. What exactly do you want him not to do anymore?
Would tweet this out on his Twitter, saying, "Every account I've ever made on Roblox has been terminated, and Roblox sent a cease and desist letter to me. Not a single Roblox predator I've ever gotten arrested has faced any action similar to this. I have no words. Even though this was my livelihood and career outside of Schlep, I have no plans to return to Roblox. I will not be making any new accounts." So this was already a very shocking development. Why would Roblox take action?
I can't imagine what it would be like to, I mean, this is a very noble career to have, right? Stopping predators. That's pretty noble. That sucks to have it destroyed like that, though.
Against someone like Schlep, doing his best to keep their platform safe. Well, the next day, on August 10th, 2025, he would release this video titled, "Roblox is threatening to sue me for protecting kids," in which he would show us what the cease and desist letter actually said. While Roblox acknowledges that your stated intentions may be to protect children, and while it recognizes the serious nature of online predatory behavior, your methods, including failing to immediately report suspicious activity to Roblox through proper channels,
even though nothing would happen,
are actively interfering with Roblox's established safety protocols and critically are exposing Roblox's users to increased
established safety protocols, which is to not do anything, I guess.
Risk. So already this paragraph is wild. Saying that what Schlep is doing was putting people in danger, when in reality it was only doing the opposite by arresting
exposes Roblox's users to increased risk. Okay, wait, hold on. If I'm gonna steel man it, I'm really trying to figure out how it does that. It increases the risk to Roblox users if you make videos exposing predators because, oh man, this is tough. It's hard to devil's advocate this because I really have no idea what they're talking about here. It increases risk because it might inspire vigilantes to harass people that they perceive as predators, but maybe are actually innocent. I don't know. Is that it? I don't know.
Predators. They would then say, accordingly, and pursuant to Roblox's policies, Roblox will be closing your accounts. Please note that Roblox community standards prohibit opening new accounts to evade an enforcement action.
The only thing I can think of is maybe these videos will encourage harassment of the wrong people. That's it.
Therefore, we demand that you cease and desist from accessing the Roblox platform. Please be advised that Roblox reserves all rights to take any and all appropriate legal action against you should your violations of the Roblox community standards continue. So not only were all of your accounts banned, not only were you being blamed for making the platform a bigger danger, but if you just as much attempt...
That's insane. It's definitely not a bigger danger. How can it be a bigger danger than it already is? I cannot comprehend that.
Using Roblox, we will be suing the hell out of you as $1 billion company. This is really interesting because it seems to me as if they're siding with the predators. I think that's what most people concluded from the cease and desist letter. But what's ironic is...
I really don't think that you can get any kind of other conclusion out of this other than that they are siding with the predators because their established safety protocols don't work. Very clearly they don't work and they've been shown not to work. And for Schlep specifically, what they're doing it's not putting other users at risk because they're already working with law enforcement to catch the people that are genuinely doing terrible things. which is something that actually Roblox wasn't doing, right? As far as we know, Roblox wasn't working with law enforcement. They don't do the same thing that's like, for example, Schlep was doing to catch predators like this. Whenever things are reported, it kind of goes by the wayside. It doesn't get looked into. And Schlep was just doing what Roblox already should have been doing.
Their usage of using the appropriate channels to report people. This is when Schlep would point out that he was actually threatened with a terroristic threat on this platform in Roblox by a user called Nepali Incel, went ahead and reported him.
Dude, if you have incel in your name, something's gone terribly wrong. Nothing has gone right for you to have incel in your name.
And nothing happened. In fact, the biggest irony here is that Schlep ended up being banned before him. And what was really interesting too is the fact that Roblox was calling Schlep a vigilante. But Jadion, a very big YouTuber that Schlep had collaborated with multiple times to arrest predators, pointed this out about the usage of this term.
I didn't realize until recently that Jadion had full-time gone down like the catching the predators pipeline. I didn't know he had done that. The last thing, all I knew about Jadion is when there was that like drama, he got banned from Twitch, and then he snuck into TwitchCon. That's all I knew about Jadion. And then I realized recently he was posting videos about like catching predators. And I was like, wow, this is way different than what I thought he was doing before.
Watch.
Okay, they're calling Schlep and us vigilante groups, right? The definition of a vigilante is someone that takes the law into their own hands.
I guess that doesn't really apply if you're working with law enforcement. It's not, a vigilante is specifically not working with law enforcement. They're like, the law enforcement isn't doing their jobs, therefore we need to.
Throughout any of our Roblox interactions, have you guys ever seen us beat the crap out of these dudes, handcuff them ourselves, take them over to no. We literally just have conversations.
I have seen like some of his videos in the past, and he always, at least from the clips that I've seen, I've never seen any full videos from Gion, but he always has like a police officer come and like confront the person.
With them, we report everything.
I don't know why it's echoing this much, by the way.
To the police. When the police get there on scene, they see obviously that there was a crime committed, and they do the right thing and arrest them. I mean, I really don't know any more of a proper channel than literally reporting to the police themselves.
So essentially,
yeah, I mean, come on, that's the most like straightforward thing that you're supposed to say. What else could you possibly do? What is more correct than that?
Making Schlep out to be some rogue Batman figure, ditching the entire justice system and taking justice into their own.
I'm the Batman of Roblox.
Hands, deciding who's guilty and laying out the punishment to them without any intervention from the law, when this could not have been further from the truth. Schlep would always make it a point to be coordinating with law enforcement, only supplying them with necessary evidence. That's it. That's the opposite of a vigilante. That's a good Samaritan. More and more people were starting to understand that Roblox's problem with Schlep just didn't really make sense. Do you really have a problem with someone taking time out of their own day working?
Yeah, don't report the pedos to the cops. Tell us so we can ignore it. It's kind of what it comes down to, right?
Enforcement, pursuing someone legally so that they can't use your platform to take advantage of children? I mean, it didn't really make much sense. This story was so ridiculous that it would result in Schlep gaining a lot of traction. This is when he would take the opportunity to show everyone how just 10 years ago, after having been groomed for multiple years by an adult through Roblox, he decided to leave this planet, but thankfully didn't succeed. As he was laying on the hospital bed, his mother would email Roblox support, telling them about what had happened. And the response was an absolute joke.
Okay, this is 10 years ago, and that's awful, by the way. That's absolutely terrible. I guess this makes it more of like a personal... That makes it so personal for Schlep as well. Like, I can't believe that they're not fucking helping him. This is something that he went through in the past, and now they have dedicated themselves to stopping this from happening to other people. And in response, the company is like, nah, fuck you, you suck. We're gonna ban you now, actually. It's crazy that in 10 years, they have not learned or changed.
Start off saying, hey, really sorry your son's going through a tough time. Yeah, that sucks. We're going to do everything we can. Here's a couple of suicide hotline links. But
your son's going through a really tough time. Want to assure that you will do anything in our power to help you further. That's not true. That's just not... Come on, man. Don't say that. You know that's not anything in your power. Really big corporation, you're going to do anything in your power. And I realize that 10 years ago, they were a lot smaller. But anything in our power is copying and pasting two suicide hotline links. We'll be escalating this. Any more additional information that you may find, please reply to this email with it. There are additional resources on these websites. If he was having problems with any other players, you should use the report abuse button. Yes! We love the report abuse button. It's helped so many people, hasn't it? We want everyone to enjoy their experience on Roblox. We have moderators online around the clock reviewing reports. Is that even true? Moderators? What, like 2? You got like 2 people reviewing reports? Maybe like 3. Remember, though, even though you cannot see it if an account is moderated, our team does take action against accounts caught violating the terms of use and community rules. I wonder what the community rules are. I wonder what the terms of use is. Maybe it's actually fine to do like terrible things on Roblox. Maybe it's like within the terms of use, it's like, actually, it's totally fine to do it. If it happens online, it is cyberbullying and it's against the law for them to do that. Please contact the police.
Anyway, if you're having any problems with any other players on Roblox, you should really use the report abuse button. Sincerely, Carlos, customer care, Roblox. I mean, you might as well just give them a middle finger at this point. Schlepp said, nearly a decade later, I see very similar emails from Roblox regarding predators we get arrested. Nothing has changed. In fact, Edwin Dorsey would point out that so many cases go unreported, undetected, or contribute to the deaths of children. Below is just one lawsuit in which a 10-year-old girl claimed abuse through Roblox. She attempted to leave this planet twice in 2020. Schlepp was unfortunately far from being the only one here, with Edwin also showing us over 30 cases from 2019 up until 2025 of predators, sometimes even people who are already on the registered sex offender list, use Roblox to attain their very disgusting goals involving minors. And to add further salt into the wound, one day after Schlepp had been banned, this paid emote got released called Catgirl Stretching. And let's be real here.
What? Description, stretch your legs. Catgirl Stretching by Emote City. Okay, I mean, this is where my ignorance comes into play. Is this like an official release by the company Roblox? Or is this like an animator that has just done this separately to them? I mean, regardless, if it is like a random animator, obviously everything should go through like an approval process. It's user-generated content. It's user-generated content, which means that users have made it. Okay, so clearly, why don't these things have to be approved? Why can you use the official currency of the website to buy something when they don't even know what they're selling? Surely, if you are selling something, you should at least approve it first. Too many to be approved? No, I mean, I don't... Really? Is that the excuse they use? No, there's so many of them, we can't. It's so hard, guys. Okay, well then restrict the people that can make them. Maybe not everyone should be able to make an emote for the kids game. I don't know. Again, if this is other websites, you have other rules, but this is the kids game. Maybe not everyone should make an emote for the kids game. I don't know. It's tough. It takes like 2 seconds to look at this and be like, no, maybe we shouldn't have this. And the fact that it's not even a free thing, it's something that you buy. So Roblox directly profits off of your purchase of this email on the kids game.
This is not stretching. This will definitely get used for very weird RP. What happened to Schlepp was gaining traction very quickly within the Roblox community, and only a couple days after his video had released, one of the biggest Roblox YouTubers on the planet, Creekcraft, would tweet this out, saying, "There's been talks between very large Roblox YouTubers planning a mass exodus from the Roblox Star program. Roblox developers planning hashtag free Schlepp chants at RDC, which is the annual Roblox convention, a few sponsorship opportunities in jeopardy due to Roblox's recent actions. That's where we're at right now." Things were getting real very fast, and Roblox couldn't afford to stay silent this time around. So on August 14th, 4 days after Schlepp had posted his initial video, they would tweet out, "For transparency, we are sharing more information about our decision to remove vigilantes from Roblox."
It's just the wrong word. Like, I understand that that's the spin they're putting on it, is no, we're removing vigilantes because being a vigilante is wrong. You should never take the law into your own hands. But I mean, they're just lying because they weren't doing that. They were working with the police.
Linking a blog post on their website.
Is it vigilanteism to record someone like stabbing someone else and send to the police? It's like, oh, well, the police should have recorded that. Oh, man. Since you recorded that with your phone, we're now banning you from buying phones from now on. Since you recorded that stabbing, we have to ban you from phones because that's vigilanteism. See, what you should have done is you should have let the police record it on their phones instead, and then that would have been okay. Tough. Sorry that you did that.
This entire blog post would be them trying to justify not only them banning Schlepp, but the ban of any vigilante on Roblox. Anyone who was trying to protect children by going after predators, pretty much. I mean, look at their amazing reasoning on why they removed vigilantes. They said they've been monitoring vigilante activity on Roblox for some time. It started out as a group of people trying to give feedback to Roblox, telling them to do better, something they appreciated. But then, vigilante activity evolved. Instead of just reporting on safety issues, vigilantes started impersonating children and actively sought to connect with adult users. Those conversations mimicked inappropriate behavior and actively encouraged other users to connect on other social media and messaging platforms, thus bypassing Roblox's own safety systems. Oh, I see. So because these
non-existent safety systems, by the way,
vigilantes were posing as minors and taking these poor predators away from Roblox onto other platforms meant that they were just as bad as predators, if not worse, which is why they should be banned. Yeah, of course, that makes total sense. Adding that none of the activity discussed above is acceptable on Roblox. We have teams dedicated to reviewing and investigating the reports we receive.
But I'm sorry, the 5 guys you have investigating the reports is it's not enough, guys. Clearly, it's not enough.
At this point, no one believes that anymore. As soon as this disastrous statement would come out, Schlepp would tweet, "Roblox has tripled down in their latest newsroom post. Outrageously
similar to actual predators, they often impersonated minors."
Comparing me to actual predators because my decoys tell adults that they're children. We use the same tactics that the FBI, ICAC, and local police departments use in their own operations to catch predators. This is
and then they'd say, so you admit you're a vigilante. So you're someone using the tactics of the police, yet you're not police. Therefore, I, Roblox, am right in this situation. Another problem solved, they said, closing their eyes to the abuse going on the platform once again.
I don't think they actually said, dude. Similar to actual predators, they often impersonated minors, actively approached other users, then tried to lead them to other platforms to have
no, guys, please, come on. We have so many people looking at the reports. We have James, Fred. We even have Barbara on it. And Jason. Come on, that's 4 people. That's 4 people all the time. That's so many people.
Explicit conversations, which is against our terms of use. Mind you, this whole post was written by Matt Kaufman, their chief safety officer. This is the man that needs to be held accountable that so many children are being taken advantage of. And he's out here.
What do you think Matt Kaufman does on a daily basis when he's not writing up reports on how to ban YouTubers because they are actually doing more for the platform than they are? What does this guy do? He comes in, he clocks into his 9 to 5. He comes in, sits down at the desk. He looks at the other 3 moderators that they got and he says, "All right, boys, what we got today?" And they said, I was going to look at some reports, but I didn't really feel like it. And Matt looks at him and he says, "That's totally fine, mate. I know, it's hard." And then he goes home.
Saying that Schlepp and what he was doing was just as bad as predators. Do you understand how crazy this is to say to someone who was literally groomed on your platform for multiple years and tried to leave this planet ending up in a hospital bed? That is wild. So, of course, very shortly after, they got community noted on this tweet.
He got exposed for visiting a game that shouldn't be on the platform? What? By visiting, do you mean he found it, went on and was like, "Whoa, what's this?" and got rid of the game? Or he was exposed, he went on it and played it regularly and didn't get rid of it?
Saying the blog post that Roblox linked in this X post claims that Roblox takes action against bad actors after receiving a report. An experiment ran by YouTubers shows that 100 blatantly obvious sexual accounts were reported and none were removed.
Their excuse is "No, guys, there's so many. Come on, there's so many." Oh, dude, these names are terrible. Dude, these names are terrible.
Referring to the video I showed you earlier titled, "Do Roblox player reports really work?" So the Roblox community wasn't having it. Twitter community notes wasn't having it. I mean, at this point, no one believed them anymore. This is why the day afterwards, Creek would officially announce that he was leaving the Roblox Star program and cutting all ties to the Roblox development team.
Yeah, fair play to them.
Responsible attitude towards minors. And these very blatant lies had gone on for way too long. But what was really insane here is that Creek later would join a game in Roblox called The Schlepp Funeral. And he, as well as everyone watching him, would find out that Roblox was taking measures to block any mention of Schlepp on their platform. Watch as this map gets banned within a few seconds after.
Oh, we know that works. Yeah, we know. Actually, the problem will just go away, is what they're probably thinking. It's guys, I think the problem will just go away if we just ban people from talking about Schlepp. I think that will solve it. I think that's going to be sick. That'll definitely not make things worse. It'll definitely not keep people talking about it. And it'll definitely not make people think that we are defending predators. I think this is going to sort everything out. Matt said as he reclined in his Herman Miller chair and patted himself on the back for such a good idea. The chief safety officer once again cracking at his job.
After he joins.
You know what I mean? Oh, I'm not banned. Okay.
The Schlepp funeral is unavailable. The experience is currently under review. Oh, so they can review games, can they? Oh, that's interesting. They jumped on that one really quickly, didn't they? Hold on, this was, I imagine that wasn't up for very long before they start reviewing that. Yet, there's so many other games on this platform that absolutely should not be on there.
Well,
that probably haven't been reviewed, or maybe even still up to this day.
They got us. We're rebels on the run.
Yeah, you're not crazy. Starting as early as August 13th, 2025, if you made a new account on Roblox and used Schlepp in its name, it would get banned. And if you would put the name Schlepp in your bio, you'd get a warning. But hey, if you still want to call...
What? Oh, why? Explain what's wrong with that. Explain what? Dude, this is insane. Why? How does this happen? What are they thinking?
your account Jeffrey Epstein,
Explain how that's going to solve the problem. Explain why the user needs a warning for that.
you can. You'll get no ban,
Oh, yeah, but Epstein's allowed. You know, that's actually fine.
no warning. Great.
In fact, I think Epstein is actually like it's an actual name. Like, unfortunately, the name has been defaced in the same way that Hitler has been. But it is actually a name that a lot of people have, I think.
Schlepp would tweet out, Schlepp games are allegedly being taken down. Same with shirts
I don't know if Schlepp is a name. It might be.
and assets, but not bathroom games. I mean, at this point, it had barely just been 5 days since Schlepp released his video, and this had
Not what bathroom games? Bathroom games?
already reached the mainstream. It was that ridiculous. Soon enough, you had a congressman by the name of Ro Khanna reach out to Schlepp directly concerning Roblox's child safety issues, only to then afterwards create a petition demanding that Roblox not only take accountability, but vows to do better in regards to child safety as soon as possible. At the same time, the Attorney General of Louisiana, Liz Murrill, would sue Roblox directly, saying that it endangers the safety of the children of Louisiana and that it's overrun with harmful content and child predators because it prioritizes user growth, revenue, and profits over child safety. She would then conduct a press release.
Public bathroom simulator. What? Where you can roleplay, chill, and
Showing
what?
off
Like,
some of the crazy games you can play as a 9-year-old.
I'm sorry, there's 1.2 thousand people actively playing it right now. There's been 20.6 million visits, and the maturity is minimal. Why is the maturity minimal on public bathroom simulator with 20 million people, or 20 million plays?
On this game, watch.
This is the kind of
Chill and
Obscene.
explore? Explore? What? Explore what? Explore the toilet?
obscene garbage that they are
Ah, yeah, Diddy Simulator.
peddling to our children
Great.
in Louisiana. I will not stand by and watch this company grow exponentially from exploiting children and facilitating child sexual abuse for profit.
That is not something you want an Attorney General of a state of the United States to say about you. And if you thought things couldn't get worse, then
Chris Hansen himself chimed in.
Chris Hansen, the man behind To Catch a Predator, came out of retirement saying that he was going to cover what was happening with Roblox. That's how you know that you truly fucked up. He's working directly with Schlepp to investigate what's going on with Roblox.
Cool stuff coming up. He's in a call with Chris Hansen.
And will hopefully be
What?
releasing a documentary on it sometime in the future. All of this would culminate in the Roblox stock losing around 7% of its market capitalization within just the span of 24 hours. In other words, the company
Now they'll do something. See, now they'll actually be like, oh, guys, we just realized that being a predator is bad. Sorry. Yeah, it's actually so bad. It's not because we lost $12 billion in market cap. No, it's not because of that. It's because we just realized. Sorry, we're a little bit slow. But yeah, no, we're going to do something about it now. Because we are good moral people. And it's not because we lost $12 billion.
had lost over $12 billion in a day. And only after being sued by the Louisiana Attorney General would they finally take down a game that has been reported for months on end by multiple community members by the name of...
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't imagine a bathroom simulator that has been played 20 million times. This is not like an underground thing. It has more active players. It had 1.2 thousand active players, 1,200 people actively playing it at whatever time that screenshot was taken. That's more people actively playing it than like most Steam games. You know, most Steam games are like that. That 1,200 people actively playing, that's a lot of people. I can't imagine that after 20 million players, it wasn't reported maybe 1,000 times, maybe 10,000 times it was reported. And if you're reporting something 10,000 times and it's not getting looked at by the safety team, the 5 guys that chill in a chair and don't really feel like clicking at reports, then what does? If this game isn't getting taken down based on the reports that it certainly got, then what chance does like a random predator DMing someone, if a kid feels uncomfortable and reports the account, what's the chance of that person getting taken down? Next to zero. Pretty much zero.
XYZ public bathroom simulator.
I don't even know like what this is. I don't know if it's going to be explained like what this was. I mean, a bathroom simulator sounds awful. I don't know
It's insane.
What specifically about this one was so bad.
They would then say that they're planning to restrict social hangouts that include private spaces such as bathrooms or bedrooms to ID verified 17 plus users, trying their best to do damage control, but only making it worse. Creek would quote tweet this and say, "This is a crazy hill to die on. Roblox bathroom games are games." Making
what is it? Sex game. Okay.
17 plus doesn't solve the issue. 17-year-olds are still
Yeah, wait, what? Like, come on. It's their platform. They clearly know what's going on there. It's not like everyone else is, unless they just don't interact with the platform whatsoever. They walk into the office and they don't even know where they are. They walk into like a portal. They come out, they're like, whoa, I'm at my job, but I have no idea what my job actually is. They surely know. They engage with this platform maybe more than anyone else does. Maybe more than any of the players ever have. And the players know what's going on in these games. There's no way they don't know what this game is. And they're like, oh, no, it's fine if you're 17. Fine if you're 17. You can do it. It's okay.
minors. Roblox is still...
They're like, no. Well, okay, we'll get rid of most of the minors, but like there still has to be some minors in there, right? Like as a tree? Come on, guys, really?
Kids to be in these games. Holy just ban the damn games. Nobody wants sex games on the platform. I mean, yes, this is such a weird hill to die on. I don't
even understand what like a bathroom game is. What is so important about this that you need to keep it on the platform rather than just like straight up being like, okay, we're not gonna have bathroom games anymore. Why is that so important?
Numbers do matter. Profit does matter for a company, but not through things like this. If banning games revolving around bathrooms and bedrooms is going to affect your player count and stock price so much, then maybe your company doesn't deserve to exist in the first place. And I mean, by that point, it was official. This had reached mainstream media, the average person, more importantly, parents of children who play this game. It had blown beyond proportion. How could a company be so stupid? And unlike every other time they've been exposed, Roblox had to make a solid statement this time to save its skin from being completely burnt to a crisp. So what did they do? They, of course, made the situation 1,000 times worse.
How do you even make it worse at that point? When you lose $12 billion in market cap, like surely at that point it's like, oh man. And now it's about the money. And things only get serious when it's about the money, and it's about the money now. The company cares about the money. They cared about that more than anything. How could they? Surely now they're like, okay, we'll do everything you want. Surely, right?
David Baszucki, the CEO of Roblox, would tweet this out saying, "Safety and civility have always been our top priority. Here's an update on our safety releases over the past few weeks, including our updated approach to vigilantism. We also preview additional releases in the works," linking a YouTube video. The official Roblox account would retweet this and outline the exact topics discussed here. Okay, well, let's check it out. Oh wait, there's no need. Just look at this. Around the 15-minute mark, here's what the chief safety officer of Roblox would have to say about vigilantes, more specifically people like Schlepp. They would report to the police, and then only after would they let Roblox know. To which Schlepp would say, "Are we serious right now? You're upset that I was reporting information to the police before reporting it to Roblox?" Like, what the fuck? Chief safety officer, by the way.
What?
I mean, look, guys, this video was 40 minutes of mumbo jumbo. It was the most robotic, cringe, and tone-deaf thing I've ever seen in my life. Probably written by ChatGPT and approved by like a team of 50 lawyers. They talked a lot, but essentially said nothing. The same things over and over again. Guys,
I think the thing I hate the most in the world is corpo speak. I hate it when like a CEO sits down and talks for 30 minutes. I think there's nothing worse in the world than when a CEO talks for 30 minutes. I don't know how to describe it. but it festers in my soul worse than the most diabolical demon could.
We have tools, we have parental controls, we're doing our best. Well, your best isn't enough. And the like to dislike ratio shows what people think of your stupid statement. Not to mention that the CEO got community noted, saying Roblox has a history of refusing to take.
There's nothing worse than like a tech bro sitting down and saying, and we hear you. After that happens, there's no point in listening any further because nothing of value is going to happen.
Action against sexual predators, linking 4 different sources. The CEO is being absolutely cooked, so it came as no surprise that just a day later, a petition calling for the removal of David Baszucki had received over 100,000 signatures. The campaign accused Roblox leadership of putting children on the platform at risk and ignoring community concerns. And as all this was happening, as they were saying that their safety features were amazing, as they were banning the word schlep in their game, a user made this video and Schlep reposted it. Just watch for yourself. I mean, it's self-explanatory. Look at this mess.
For the Selling for Maps account, well, I did the crazy thing. I don't know if I was stupid. Maybe I am an actual f***ing idiot. I tried reporting this profile. I reported it saying, yo, Roblox, Maps, this is a dog whistle for predators, and the bio is in Morse code, soliciting photos. And I'm just going to refresh the page in case you don't believe me, but nothing happened to their profile, even though their username is clearly bad. And I'm pointing out their username because Roblox, what they're doing right now is they are moderating users with hashtag free schlep in their display name. If you put free schlep in your display name on Roblox, you will get punished. Roblox will punish hashtag free schlep, but not selling for maps 1.
What is okay, I don't want to know. Never mind. I don't want to know. It doesn't matter. I don't want to know what it means. I can't only imagine the people working at Roblox just live in a different world. Like the higher ups at Roblox are just fundamentally live on a different plane of existence to us where the rules are different and the words mean different things. That's the only conclusion I can possibly come to at this point.
I mean, honestly, at this point, if I was a predator, I'd be jumping up and down, celebrating the fact that there was a multi-billion-dollar company out there that was protecting me. And instead, banning someone who would go after me. I mean, seriously, can you make this any worse? What was Roblox even doing right now? Well, they were debating the age-old question, 17 or 18. In response for 17-year-olds being allowed into social hangouts that include private spaces such as bathrooms or bedrooms, Roblox has stated they are now considering 17 versus 18 for these experiences. It's like no matter what, you could take anything away from them. You could call them predators, but you could not take the bathrooms and bedrooms away from them. It's like, what the fuck? Why are you dying on this hill?
Why? No, why? Why are you considering it? Why? Come on. This is so dumb.
Well, we'd start to understand why. You see, the chief security officer, Matt Kaufman, has some interesting badges in his inventory. Badges can be collected by playing specific levels, and his badges tell us a very interesting story. For example, he had played a game called Pilchero Outfits, closed-off condo game in Roblox The Hatch event. Another badge he had was from Dollhouse RP, placed under review just on August 16th after this whole scandal had broken out. This is a game that was full of info sharing, age play, dating, etc. He also had a badge from a now banned game called Teddy's Largest Condo. At its peak, this had over 76 million players and it was a dating game. He has a Halloween 2024 badge that was only available for a limited time. Another game he played and has a badge.
Wait, dating game? What? I'm sorry. Oh, I feel so ignorant. I feel so out of the loop. What do you mean dating game? What?
For was Your Sus Roommate, which was
Your Sus Roommate? Suggestive AI girlfriend game with a sus ending. Banned. Okay, when was it? I can only hope it was banned as soon as this guy saw it, right? He went in and he was like, what the hell is this? And then banned it immediately. I can only imagine that. I can only hope that that's what happened.
Was banned. It was a suggestive AI girlfriend game with a sus ending. Last but not least, he had a badge for Row Meet, a game that was closed by its own developers. This was
You'd think that if the child game has dating areas, then you've just fundamentally failed as a company. You've just failed. A culture in which this happened, pack it up. It's over. You've completely failed at anything you were doing.
Omegle/Tinder-esque game that often saw dating and predatory behavior occur. Interesting. You know, I wish we would finally be able to see the client list of Jeffrey Epstein because I have a sneaking suspicion that maybe Matt Kaufman is on those papers. Now, of course, some people would argue that he was visiting these levels to ban them, but as the chief safety...
That's all I can imagine is that they went into the level and were like, oh, this is not good, and then banned it. Dude, 76 million visits for a day in game? That's insane. 76 million is so many. Like, surely this place had tens of thousands of reports of people being like, hey, I went into this game and like kids are being groomed, like right here, like in front of us. Can you just like do something about it? I can only imagine there's like thousands of reports like that. And there's nothing happening.
The officer, you don't spend your time on Roblox banning individual games. The underpaid moderators do that. That's why it's so suspicious. But this behavior didn't seem to be exclusive to the chief safety officer. No, this seemed to be a company-wide mindset. Schlepp would tweet out, this is an alleged quote from a Roblox administrator in a child safety lawsuit. It said, as one former Roblox employee explained in describing the company's approach to child safety, you have to make a decision, right? You can keep your players safe, but then it will be less of them on the platform. Or you just let them do what they want to do. And then the numbers all look good and investors will be happy.
Oh my God, dude. That's insane. I mean, that's like as clear cut as it becomes, right? Like, yeah, we could do something about it, but then there'd be less people playing it and we make less money.
I mean, at this point, it was only confirming what we already knew. Roblox just seemed the kind of company that would easily, in a heartbeat, bring back slavery if it meant higher player count and more money. There were absolutely no morals at play here. Let these children have their lives completely ruined because we simply don't want to see our player counts drop. That's evil. That's disgusting.
They could be administrating like the orphan crushing device, and they could say, well, yes, we could crush less orphans, but if we crush less orphans, then we'd make less money from the people who want to see crushed orphans. And our investors, people who love crushed orphans, are really big into seeing a lot of crushed orphans, and we could have a little bit less, but that would disappoint them, and therefore we would have much less money. So the orphan crushing device must continue to crush orphans.
And speaking of evil and disgusting, both MasterCard and Visa are facing immense backlash after forcing Steam and itch.io to remove certain adult games off their platforms. Now bear in mind, these platforms actually do look out for children and make it extremely hard for them to access such games. I don't know much about itch, but I know that on Steam there are some very strict parental controls and children will never be able to even see any games deemed adult. These were adult games made for adults. But Visa and MasterCard, the companies that pretty much monopolize payment processing in the world, didn't care. Now, what's really interesting here is that both Visa and MasterCard are still very happily accepting payments on behalf of Roblox, showing absolutely zero disagreement and not even commenting once about what's going on in regards to children's safety. In fact, what's even better is that both of them...
What is going on, man? I don't understand. Those are the situations where parents just need to parent. It's not about protecting the kids at that point. If there's some places where, adult games are made and adults play them, all right, fine, whatever. You as a parent just shouldn't allow your children to be on there. Or they should at least monitor what's going on. They should have an idea of what your kids are looking at. That's not the problem. That's not about protecting kids, especially when there's the children's game, which is allowing all of this, and Visa and MasterCard. It's like, well, I mean, that's chill though. That's fine.
In direct partnership with Roblox, with Visa in particular having acted as a sponsor at some point. So what gives? An adult can play an adult game, but when children do, it's okay. I mean, at this point, even encouraged. That's kind of weird. But the good news is that even though Visa and MasterCard are spineless and are not doing anything in regards to this, Schlepp is enlisting the help of a law firm in order to sue Roblox over what they did to him.
Damn.
I wish him the absolute best, and I really hope he wipes the floor with them in court. He deserves it.
I mean, he's going to need money for that. I mean, they're going to have crazy lawyers at Roblox. I think they need them.
Look,
that's where all their money's gone. That's why they're losing all this money, because they're spending all their money on lawyers instead of anything else.
Overall, this thing has been such a ridiculous mess. It feels like a fever dream. How could the CEO, the child safety officer, just everyone involved in the executive team of this company see this and think we're doing the right thing? What's the point in being able to grow a company and make a lot of money if you're doing it at the expense of children?
I mean, okay, hold on, listen. The end point of capitalism is not to have happy kids. It's to have the biggest number. And if we can make the number bigger, then that's all that matters. And even when the number goes down, if we can maybe make it bigger again, then that's the most important thing. There's no doing right. Morality only matters if it helps the number go up.
Your platform is literally hurting innocence. It simply doesn't make sense. And now people are hoping that unlike every other major controversy that had happened beforehand in regards to child safety with Roblox, this time would be different, especially with the law going after them. At the same time though, while many want to see Roblox face justice, they don't want this used as an excuse to enact something similar to the UK Online Safety Act in the US. In other words, they don't want lawmakers to limit online free speech while using child safety as an excuse. No one's falling for that. The UK right now is pathetic. It's dystopian. So if you're American, definitely go sign that petition by Rokana. Definitely express your discontent.
I definitely think this Online Safety Act that was implemented in the UK, which, by the way, hi, I live in the UK. How's it going on? I do think that it is literally just like it's an excuse. I don't think that it's not about like protecting kids, even though a lot of like child protection groups pushed for it. It's really mostly about control. It's about controlling what you can do and where you can go, what you can look at, and the more control. Because once you have control over something, it's much harder to get someone to release control from something after they have it. They don't want to release control. And the more you like creep along, the more you get just a little bit, just edge on a little bit by little bit. The more control you have over it, the better.
With this company to your
in terms of like the government or the people in power's perspective. I don't like this. I don't think this act is good. I don't think it does what they say it will. I think it's stupid. I think the people pushing for it are either like just nefarious and malicious or completely ignorant as to what will be the correct way to protect kids. The best way to protect kids is just don't freaking let them on the internet and pay attention to them if they ever are. Pay attention, you know?
Local congressman or senator or whatever. And let's
dumb.
Get this company to finally face accountability for all the harm that they have done and continue to do on a daily basis.
It's quite easy to bypass. It's so easy to bypass. It's so easy to bypass, which is what's so dumb about this. And also there's a lot of like, there was some British politicians who were saying the dumbest things you can imaginable. Like if you use a VPN, that you're putting kids in harm's way. Like that's so dumb. And that makes me think even more that it's just not about protecting anyone, any group or any type of person. It's just about like, hey, no, don't try and get around what we told you to do. Just do what we told you to do. Don't even try and get around it. Send us your license. Send us your ID. We want to see your face. We want to know what you're doing.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this video until the very end. I'm sorry for the echo. There's not much I can do about the room I'm in right now. I'll see you in the next video, whenever that is. I just hope that things can calm down for a little bit.
Yeah, this is insane. Roblox is ridiculous. I didn't even know this was happening. This is completely crazy.